Well, hello there. Welcome back to Get Wrenching. I'm your host, Murray. What are we doing today? Well, remember that massive oil leak that I said I couldn't go to the drag strip with? Well, we're going to repair that, plus some universal joints, some steering issues, some new tires up front, and just give this car a general thrash and go over before we go to Greenfeild. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a sandwich and a beverage, and guess what? We're tearing into it. So, guys and gals, as you can see, I'm in my aunt and uncle's garage again. Let me use it there while they're going away. Don't really have a spot at home that I can do it. I got my tent, but yeah, whatever. So I came over here, and the main reason is we got ourselves a little electric engine hoist here. And what I'm not sure of is if I'm going to have to lift the engine in this car. I really hope I don't, because it's bad enough that I'm going to have to disconnect the steering, cut the exhaust, remove the exhaust from the manifolds. It's just a snowballing thing. So what do I got here to replace? Is this here lovely Felpro base pan gasket, and I bought the Felpro 2-piece rear main seal. Me myself never replaced a rear main seal in a car. Done it on engines outside of the car, but not in the car. So this is going to be my first go around at this. This is leaking probably, a little puddle of oil about that big. And I don't really want to go down to Greenfeild with it, because some of those boys and girls, they're running their cars down there, have some pretty high horsepower, and I don't want to be the one that's going to send them off into the toolies, because, this thing's spotted on the ground there, and the big fat drag slicks hit that, and just in the rhubarb they go. So what we're going to do, I'm going to loosen the tires off here, because of course I don't have an air compressor, so I'm going to use a breaker bar, do it the old school way, get my wheels all taken off, get her right up in the air. I got my axle stands here, got my jack over there. We'll get her up as high as we can, so that way we can make this comfortable. This is not going to be a 1 or 2 day event. It's probably going to be a week-long event, if not longer, to get this car done. So there'll be little segments throughout. There's not going to be the same day as we're going through the video. I'm still working. I'm trying to get some footage out there for you guys and gals in YouTube land, because I do enjoy doing this. And I got to get this done. So if I don't show you too much, I'm going to try to show you as much as I can, because I understand there's not a lot of information out there on these F-body cars, especially for the Mopar, and yeah, I got some new subscribers there that with the rear windows and stuff. And yeah, so let's hope you can learn from it. I'm definitely going to learn from this. So maybe you might learn from my screw-ups and might save yourself a little time and money. And we'll see what happens. So let's get digging. Oh, lovely day. So what's going on now is I'm not quite centered under this engine hoist. And I conveniently marked my hood with the Holly carburetor video, if you go back, That day I got a little frustrated and closed the hood a little quickly than what I thought. Guess who didn't cut the carb stud? This guy. Guess what's got a mark in the hood, marking where the center of the carburetor is? Well, I'm going to use that little mark to my advantage. It made me mad that day. I'm just going to, roll this whole car right underneath that, like so. So that way, when I go over to my buddy's house and borrow his carb adapter that you can, it's got 3 holes in it. You can bolt it to your intake and lift your engine up. I can just hook that into there and just give her a little and get her up high enough, hopefully, to get the base pan out. I hope I don't have to do it, but I'm moving it there now just so I can save myself some time. So let's get these wheels broke. So I got myself this here lovely 13/16 thin wall socket because I got these lovely rims that take these special lug nuts, and of course you just got enough room for a chrome socket, not a regular impact. So geez, these weren't all shit tight either. Oh, I gotta love it. Wow. 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 Well, I guess I should have, tight, went over these wheels, I guess. Yeah, right on. On the verge of falling off. No, they weren't. Are they loose? A little bit. Am I concerned? Not really. Am I surprised? Definitely not. If it wasn't for no luck, I'd have no luck at all. Yeah. Fight me now. Jeez. Right off the get-go. Come on. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, that one was tight. You were the savior, that one. That was the Jesus lug nut. That one was. Come on. Oh, steel circle track wheels. I can't wait to get you. Oh, did I say that loud? Maybe I did. Hopefully my wife didn't hear it. Surprise! Merry Christmas. No, I'm not going to do that. Oh. Come on. Come on. Why? Lord merciful. Are you have got, like, what in the Lord's Prayer possessed you to do that? Oh. You ever have one of them days where you just wonder why you do this stuff? You just wonder, was it worth getting up out of bed this morning? Yeah. Oh. And what in the... Is the mosquitoes still doing it? Oh my goodness. Well, that one ain't going to be happy till the lug nut comes right off, so lug nut off it is. Well, I will once I get a 1/2-inch ratchet, I guess. Where in the heck? Right in front of me. Oh boy. Not gonna be happy, huh? Don't understand why. Why did that? Oh. Help me understand. I just don't. Yep. Oh, that one was tight. love how the socket fits on some and don't fit on others, and fits too tight on the other ones. So YouTube, when you come back, this will be jacked up. Well, it's jacked up. So usually I like to do YouTube is, before I get underneath these damn things, especially the back, I got the little smaller jack stands. I got the 6 tons in the front, the 3 tons in the rear for jack stands, but I just don't trust them. I did get them from Prince's Auto, which is, if any of you fellows from the States are watching, same as you guys call it Harbor Freight. So that's where most of my jack stands come from, except for those 2 came from Napa, but one leg bent. So that's a little tech tip. Just give the car a shake before you fully let it off the jack in the back. That way you don't die. Good tech tip. Okay, YouTube. Got the car all jacked up. Wheels are taken off. Now I got to get underneath the hood. So I got the engine warmed up here so I can drain the oil out better. A little quicker, a little faster, some hot oil. I had to move my engine crane out of the way. Then I just realized something. Take a guess what I'll have to remove if I have to lift that engine. Yeah, the bloody hood. Can't wait. And I know, just got this feeling deep down in my loins, I'm going to have to remove it. So, first thing I got to do is remove this lovely battery cable because the starter's going to have to come off. Surprise, surprise. And I'm going to remove the oil cap just, for some venting. So, let's get underneath the car and I'll show you what's going on. So, YouTube, you can see here, we got the leak coming right in there around that inspection cover. This has only been parked here for maybe 15 minutes. And we got 2 lovely spots on the floor. If it was to set here for a little bit, it would be, leave that stain. That used to be from the transmission, which is fixed now. I resealed that. So we got to remove all this lovely base pan. That starter's going to come out of the way. As you can see here, the steering is all in the road. The exhaust is in the way. I've got some work ahead of me. I should have started this weekend gone, and if you've seen it, the car is like really, really shiny. It's because there was a car show down Lockport. It's our only local show, other than ones in Barrington. Lockport's a small town. A lot of my family members live down there. I like supporting them, and it is a pretty good little car show. Like, they have some very nice cars, which there is a video coming out. I did some filming. I didn't hold back on that car show. So, anyway, enough of me jib-jabbering. I'm going to get the oil drained. I'll get you set up here somehow so you're not in my way. Not to be rude, and maybe you can watch me work. If not, I'll just bring you back in and show you what I done. Well, YouTube, I got some stuff apart. I really can't, I don't want to say it, but they came apart like really easy. So that's my steering arm. I disconnected it from the pitman arm and the idler arm over there and busted her out of there. So now, everyone's probably wondering, why do you got to remove the starter? Well, this car is so original. You can see the brace that runs down along the engine, and then that brace runs right there. And I have to take the starter off in order to get at it. But of course, if I can get, of course, I can't get you in there. There we are. You can see my starter connections, the electrical, it looks great. I got them sprayed down with WD. Hope to God that thing comes apart, because if they twist them solenoid studs off, then it's not like the States where I can just go grab a solenoid. Here in Canada, we have to buy the whole friggin' starter. And yes, I know I can upgrade to the Magnum ones, which I did to my old Dodge truck. That, you know, lighter starter. Make you go faster. Sitting on a truck that I don't use hardly very much right now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my exhaust cutter. I might be able to set you up here so you can see me in the back. Cut my exhaust, and then I'll come up and get ready to unbolt it. So, yeah, we'll see you in a little bit. Oh, my stomach's growling. Where are you going, Tullers? Okay. So, YouTube, I got this lovely tool here. It's like a chain cutter. Cuts really nice. As you can see, I keep it well lubed up. One of the mechanics I used to work with at Shell Grid, he taught me that. Keep it lubed up. And boy, is he ready. I've had this thing for quite a while now. What I like about this, yes, it's manual. Yes, you could probably cut it off the shaky, but there's just one thing I like about this thing. It cuts straight. Like, yeah, it cuts nice and straight. So when I want a nice, clean, straight cut, it's none of this. You didn't cut that straight. No, this works really well. I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh man, I can't believe I'm cutting this exhaust. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh, I'm ready to cry. This exhaust doesn't even look that bad. Let's have another clamp. Oh, no. This car is so original, YouTube, that it still has the original muffler clamps on the exhaust. I'm not kidding you. This car is, it's almost a shame what I'm doing to it, I guess. Hot rodding it the way I am. Oh, no, it's not. It's awesome. I love it. And you look. So now I gotta flip that like that. Get you in there. Yeah, sometimes you might have to readjust them a little bit, these cutters, but it works good. Right there, say I got her. Yeah. Now I'm in this one. Ow! Jeez. Yeah, ow! What is stinging me in the side of the head? Holy, whatever the hell that was. Probably some creature, I don't know where that come from. Oop, here I am cursing and swearing. Oh, I love cars. Did I ever mention that? Yeah, the old U-joints are seized in this thing I found. Yeah, they're seized in real good. So, yeah, now I got the exhaust cut. I'll remove said clamp from here. I think I just unbolt from there. That way that will be loose. I won't have to remove it from anything else. I got this in a nice spot, so I plan on putting a flange here. I got a flange from when I did some exhaust work on my Chev. And the pieces that I ended up getting came with these flanges that I couldn't use, so I'll use them on this. I'm going to make a gasket at work to put on it. Yeah, so I'll bring you back in after I have the exhaust removed off the manifolds, hopefully. And it looks like I need a transmission mount. Didn't order one of those. Man, this car is going to cost me every nickel that I have. Yep, and it's fun. All right. Good morning, YouTube. It's been a couple days since my last broadcast. I've been up a couple times for the evening. Only had like an hour to get some things done. Been busy. The drag race is about 8 days away. I've had to cut exhaust bolts because they're stuck. Like you couldn't get, oh, this has been unreal. Now I'm fighting with 2 bolts, and I'll show you. So here's one of the bolts here. for the base pan. That SID bolt comes up through this hole here for the timing cover. I had to remove the fan so I can get at this one. Now I'm debating on removing the red hose to get at that one. I'm trying not to lift the engine, but now I'm thinking it was probably easier just to take the flipping engine out of here and done the base pan gasket there, like out. But I'm going to keep plugging away at it. I've pondered life choices several times this morning. Like it's 8:30. I'm already dirtier than hell. But that's the name of the game. This is what you do on your birthday. Happy birthday to me. I'm doing what I love to do, you know, until stuff doesn't come apart. I put ultra gray silicone on that timing cover when I had it apart when I did the timing chain about 4 years ago. Well, I'm paying for it now because that ultra gray really holds up strong. And yeah, what I was trying to do is make sure I didn't have any leaks. Well, I didn't have no leaks in that part. Well, there's silicone oozed out around the bolt. I can't even get a wrench on it. I got a scraper here, a 5-way scraper. I'm trying to dig at it, and I got picks and screwdrivers trying to get a piece of silicone out so I can get this on, or that half-inch wrench I got laying here somewhere I probably threw. Everyone's been there. Don't tell me you haven't, because I know you have. Oh, so I'm going to struggle with this for the next little bit. I'll bring you back in. Oh, show you the starter. I removed this the other night, this big behemoth. And I'm thinking what I might do is I got a Magnum starter and also, oh, right here, this. She's wobbling in there. So what I'm scared of, if I put that starter back on, I get down to SID racetrack. It probably started here, get down to Liverpool, which is, well, in Greenfield's about an hour away from here. Yeah, get down there and not start. There's going to be one angry Murray. So, Dodge truck sitting over there doing absolutely nothing. Magnum starter on it, a little smaller, a little better. I'll grab it. The teeth and stuff on this is getting more pretty good too. Here, let me bring you back in. Bring you back in here and I'll show you. Get this. As you can see here, the teeth are worn pretty good. And also, I don't know the elderly person, I don't know if it was a guy or a gal who owned this car, but they used to have a thing years ago called grease and graphite. And I think, don't quote me, maybe you guys and gals can jot it down in the comments, if grease and graphite came in a tube where you can put it through a grease gun, because he put it in the ball joints, tie rod ends. He even put it on the end of the snout that goes in the transmission. I've been full of it. Like, I can't, here, I'll show you. Like, I can't go anywhere, move anything. It's just full. It's everywhere. I should have pressure washed this off underneath, I guess, but oh well. So I'll get back at this. I'll bring you guys and gals back if there's any more troubles or I have any more problems. And then hopefully this next step, because I only got 3 bolts left for that base pan. There's 2 in the back that are easy to get at, but this one here has been fighting me for, well, since last night and this morning. So I'll get at that, bring you back in, and hopefully the base pan will come out without having to lift the engine. So please pray with me, YouTube. Okay, guys and gals of YouTube. One George Jones song later. And guess what? The base pan's out. I never emptied the oil out of it yet, but I did find some pieces of silicone and rubber. I see, looks like there's been a spot repaired here on the base pan. There's some of that ultra gray I was telling you about. You can see here on the front part of the engine, this was all replaced because in the car, the timing cover, you know, came out here, and it came with a little piece of gasket that you had to cut and silicone on. This is where it's leaking out the back here. This is where I see most of the oil. It's right here on this part of the seal. My luck, it's probably not just that seal. I got the rear main seal. Am I going to replace it? Yes. I got the hardest part there now. Let's get that base pan out. Now I got to try to see if I can get this rear main seal in without loosening up the whole crank. I don't want to get into that, but it's bad enough I got to take off one main cap, and I may not even look at the bearing, because if I look at it to see anywhere, I won't run this car. I don't know. There's something up here that just, as soon as you see a little bit of wear, don't do it. But I know the engine's coming out. I know this isn't the biggest collector car. This isn't the, a one of one like Plymouth GTX convertible with a Hemi Dana 60 car, 4-speed with air conditioning. Well, they never put air conditioning on a Hemi car, but I'm just saying, it's not like it's an ultra rare car, but this is the numbers matching engine. I mean, the young fella ran the numbers last night, and I was quite happy because when let me bring you underneath the car and I'll show you. So the torque converter bolts, sorry about that. The torque converter bolts look like they weren't touched. And I was quite impressed. Up inside the engine, I can see, I don't know if you can focus in there, but I can see cross hatches like unreal in this engine. Like, this thing is in primo shape. I can see a cam lobe there. Looks pretty good. There was nothing in the pickup on my oil pump here. Pistons and stuff look good. I don't see any of the skirts broke off. You can see my double roller timing chain I put in there. That's a milling. Yeah, and I don't see any stamps on the engine that says number 1 or number 2 or anything like that. So it doesn't look like it's been apart. This is what I'm saying. This car, believe it or not, like, it's a shame what I'm doing to it in one sense. I'm having fun because I can't afford a 70 Roadrunner or a 69 Charger, because I really love to have a B-body Mopar, but my buddy Jimmy hooked me up with a good car. He did me a solid here. Like, this is a solid foundation. The engine, I feel bad taking the engine out, but I'm glad I'm going to take the engine out because I like to keep it. I ran the numbers all on the side of the block, and up on the top part, there's a little pad there, and I ran the cylinder head numbers because there was a video here back in the winter gone, February, March. I took one of the valve covers off and got a cylinder head cast number so I can run it just to make sure, and that was the original heads to the engine. For this style of engine, this 2-barrel engine. So, yeah. I'm going to get back at this now, do a little bit of cleanup, and I'll bring you guys and gals back and with any concerns or anything that I have. Oh, I also did find a transmission mount going. So I got one, and I couldn't believe it. It was the cheapest thing going. Here, I'll show you. Here it is here. This was $13 at Napa. Not saying that Napa's, not good stuff or high price, but man, I couldn't believe it. Here it is there. It looks way better than the mount that's in my car now. There's 2 bolts holding in, like $13. I know the fellows in the States and stuff right now are probably thinking, why is he going on with that? They're cheaper here. Because I seen them on Rock Auto, they're only like $5 or $6. But to get that here would cost me more. Called Napa up, they had it a day. It was over here the next day. So I got that. I'm waiting for my order to come from Rock Auto, which I ordered last Friday. Today is now Thursday, the following week. And they sent me a thing saying, all your items may not come until October 9th. Well, here in Canada, that's our Thanksgiving, so I know no shipments are getting out that day. I got U-joints, belts, tie rod ends, adjustment sleeves. I think, and I got some struts for the Jeep for the tailgate because, well, the wife's getting sick of using the old vice grips there, a couple times clunking the head. It's not been good. So I got them coming for her and get that replaced. So enough of me jib-jabbering here. I'm burning time. I got to go to a dentist appointment here today too. So maybe after 2 o'clock, my face might be a little swelled up here. I got a filling. Great birthday present, going to the least favorite place, the dentist office. So anyway, guys and gals, YouTube, I'll get back at this, see what I can do, and I'll bring you back if I got any concerns. cut this apart. As you can see, it was the old style rope seal. Yeah. The only split I seen in this was right here on this, but I'm pretty sure these came separate with the old rope seals. This was stuck to the block. Pretty sure they're they're like a 3-piece almost on the bottom part. The bearing looks like something, you know, traveled in there, but there's no marks on the crank, which I'll show you. Whip into the car here, right quick. Let's see here. There, you can see the crank. That's my oil pump drive there. But I was looking back here, I don't see any evidence of any oil leaking in around that seal, which is the sad part. But being that it's a rope seal and it's been in there probably since the, oh man, dangerous in here in the shop. Let me redo this. So it's probably a good thing I'm replacing this. Rope seals, they are great. They did their job. They worked really well. They get old over time, dried out, brittle. This car, I'm telling you, was very original. It has 143,000 original, well, 147,000 original kilometers on it now. I plan on using this a little hard. The bearing stuff looks pretty good. I did exactly what the manual said to remove the next 2 bearing caps, like not remove them, but just loose them slightly. So that way it tips the crank down just a little bit so I can get that old seal out and the new one in. So I'm going to get at this, get cleaning, enough jib jabbering. I got to get this done. Drag racing's coming up. It's now Friday. A week before the next Friday, this car is going to be done. So I'm going to get at this. And if I have any more concerns, I'll bring you guys and gals back in. So YouTube, here we are getting ready to remove the rear rope seal. So they say to take a punch. You get it right on this back part here and give her a little. And it didn't do what it said it was going to do. So I don't have the proper seal puller, but I got this lovely deck screw that I'm going to thread into it and hopefully be able to do something with it. If not, then I don't know what I'm going to do. So key here is don't be shaky like I am, and then try to thread it in without scratching the surface where the seal goes. So I'm going to get that in there real nice like so. Screw it in as far as you can get it, like so. I think I got that in there pretty far. Okay, now you're going to want to grab pliers, vice grips, something of that nature. Give her a little clamp on here, like so. And let's hope, yeah. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. Come on now. Really? Maybe a little bit further in. Yeah. Okay. Well, this looks like this ain't gonna work. Okay, YouTube. So what I done is I took the vice grips, got it up here on the crank, the weight of the crank here that goes around and splash your oil. Put that up against this and shove up and pry on the screw at the same time. And believe it or not, here it comes. So now, let's hope the little needle nose pliers will grab it and pull it the rest of the way through. Oh, yes. Success. Yes. I need a win today, and this is a win. There was no seal pullers in town, of course, and everything's days away, so a good old 3-inch deck screw here works great. I'm glad I keep these bad boys around. They can be really great seal pullers. Okay, there, YouTube land. The seal is installed in my main bearing cap, and this is not a big mess. It's just a light skim over this stuff. I'm going to take my finger here and just give it a light rub over, so that way it's nice and smooth. I did some underneath the seal. I installed the other part of the seal. It was a chore. I had took some my oil here, my new oil I'm getting ready to put into it once I get the base pan back on. Just gave it a light and just kind of keep working it back and forth, easing it in until it got in. And then I took my other thumb, until it touched the other thumb. It looks pretty even. It does come with this little plastic tool here to help you get her squared up and whatnot, but I end up using that and spreading my silicone on. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to smooth that out, get it in the car, torque my main caps back up, clean my oil pump up, install it. Then I'm going to move on to the dry shaft and the transmission mount, because my base pan is still, I just painted that yesterday, and I put 2 light coats, 1 medium coat, and 1 really heavy coat. So I'm going to let that set up, because I'd like that to last, just so I can see if I have any oil leaks, because the way it was before, it was really hard to tell. Yes, I know if you're leaking massive leak, it's easy to tell, but that'll be a lot easier because it's clean, new looking. So I'm going to get back at this there, guys and gals, go to dinner after I torque these main cap stuff on, and then I'll come back and I'll show you me replacing the transmission mount, and then we'll get that dry shaft out, get it over home to where my vise is, because there's no vise here. Beat the old U-joints out, put the new U-joints in, hopefully come back and put that in. And then tomorrow, during a tropical storm that's supposed to come here, Felipe or whatever, we'll install the base pan and curse and swear at that tomorrow. I did scrape some of that block off too, so that way get it cleaned up. I'm going to take a little piece of emery strip, or I got some of that green emery cloth there, give it a weight. Shouldn't use a power tool in there to clean that up while the engine's open, because all that dust and debris just goes right up and it sticks to oil lovely. And then it coats your cylinder walls, your pistons, your crank. Then it gets into your bearings, and then you're going to have a catastrophic engine failure. So enough of me jib jabbering. Let me get at this. I'll show you the finished product after I get done torquing them, and then I'm going to lunch. Well, YouTube, it's been a couple days since I filmed me working on this damn thing. Well, since then, got this installed. Lead on here. Come on. There we go. So, this is how you can see this transmission mount, how it's bent in here. So these bolts would not line up. You can see how now it's concaved on the bottom. What I did, I got frustrated. I wasn't filming. It wasn't fitting right. I can see why it was only $13 now. I took it over to a rock out behind my aunt and uncle's building here, and I gave it 3 good cracks with a mall hammer, and guess what? It fit perfectly. Also, I did all these new U-joints, front and rear. And as you can see up forward here, we got the pretty blue base pan put in. Buddy Brandon gave me a hand yesterday. Thank God he was here. The engine should have been lifted a little bit, because the gasket on the front, your rubber seal that goes on your timing cover, kept hitting the main cap and the main crank, your little splasher thing there, your weight, counterweight, kept hitting that, knocking the gasket off. We literally used household wire and twisted it together and to hold it in place, got it up in there. Brandon had to take a pick, roll that front seal back out, Silicone to shit. I know you're not supposed to use silicone like crazy, but I don't want oil leaks on a drag strip, so I made sure I put plenty on it just in case if anything happened, we miss something, it will seal it. So thanks to Brandon, it's in. Now I'll take you up top. So been busy up top here too. Show you. So we got the coolant all out of here, water in there. And of course, one of the block drains didn't want to come apart. Got the oil going in. Here, let me turn this off. It's late. So we got the oil going in. I put a half bottle of my Lucas oil additive that I like to use just on these older engines. I've got the copper fuel line here. I got it just a single flare on it. I like to put a single flare. I know this is only 8 pounds of fuel pressure that goes through this because I'm still running said mechanical fuel pump. But I just don't want no chances of anything going wrong at the drag strip. Also got a new fuel filter because, I just threw that out. Imagine that, I put something in the garbage. Well, I should write that down. Okay, so this fuel filter, I don't know if you guys and gals can see that, but this actually swelled. That's kind of scary. And then, come to my attention, this was made in China. I always thought Wix had made a lot of the Napa filters, so that was a cheap Napa filter. And what I learned the other day is that Wix no longer makes the cheaper Napa filters. So, make sure that you ask for the Napa Gold. It's made by Wix. School alarm's going on. There's no school today. It's Turkey Day today here in Canada. So, I'm going to get that fuel line made. I got to get the rear brakes adjusted. Oh, also, so these are my front tires. I'm going to get swapped over this week, maybe tomorrow. I'll take her to Dexter's, get it done. I got all 4 of these. The wider ones for the back, narrow ones for the front. These are the narrow ones. And those 2 tires with 5. I got them for $100 about 2 years ago. So I couldn't pass that deal up. That was one of those, I need it now. Buddy wanted to wait till the next day. I said, no, I'm coming for them now before you change your mind. Because those BFs are worth some money, especially a 14-inch. So enough of me talking. Just give you a little quick update of what I'm doing. I'm sorry I'm not filming all this step by step and explaining things to you because I got to get this done. Today is Monday. Friday is coming quick. The weather forecast is not looking very good. It is October now. So like I said, today's Turkey Day. It's Thanksgiving here in Canada. So today's October the 9th. 13th is Friday, which is a bad luck day. And of course, they're forecasting rain. That was the day I want to take this car down, run her down the strip, see how she's going to work, see if it's going to be worth my time. Because this weekend, it's the big money weekend down in Greenfeild. It'd be the last race of the year, and it's the biggest payout because it's their money bash, their bracket bash. So I could be racing race cars, whatever, but if I'm good with reaction time, might be able to do it. So enough of me talking. I'm going to get at this, get this done so I can get my exhaust bolted up before I weld it. At least if I just bolt it on, I'll leave my steering disconnected too until I get this all bled. Make sure there's no leaks. Please, YouTube land, pray with me. There's nothing any worse than having an oil leak. That's one of my biggest pet peeves in a car is you had an oil leak. Oh, my Chev's doing that right now, and I got to do a base fan gasket on it, and it's actually worse than this one to do a base fan gasket on because this guy undercoated the hell out of it. So, enough of me jib-jabbering. I'll see you in a little bit, and I'll bring you back when I get some stuff done. So, YouTube, here's stock starter off the Valeri. And here's a Magnum starter come off one of those Magnum style engine. Well, let's just say I think I just picked up 1/10 of a second already compared, to. So this is the starter I'm going to put on. The old Dodge, she got some valve cover leakage going on. And yeah, so there's an oil leak I got to fix on that. So I'm going to clean this starter up, put this on. I may take this back over home in case I got to move old girl out of the tent. I'll get this on, and I'll show you guys and gals what it looks like under the car. Okay, YouTube, got the pumps, and she should start. Still gonna hit the green. Real stumpy. Okay, YouTube, it's been a couple days since I've filmed last. I've been busy at work and what have you. I've been busy working on this too, but I could not film. I just got to get this done. I got the tires on and I got the base pan done. I'll show you. There's the tires, the BFs. Just picked them up today from Dexter Service Center. You can see there. So there, at least these weren't a bad deal for $100. I got the 2 of these and 4 Kragers for $100. I got the starter all cleaned up. It's on. A little Magnum starter. What a difference. You heard it in the video there. You can see back here, no oil leaks. Nothing on the ground. Nothing on there. So, next dilemma, problem, I should say, I have flushed my radiator out of coolant. I could only get one of the bolts out of the block to drain. Well, this is what I still ended up with. 6. What am I going to do with this? Because I'm telling you, I have put, I don't know how many jugs of these water in there and flushed and flushed and flushed. And if anybody knows these small blocks, Chryslers, what it's like to get one of these to seal up, because I'm telling you, the proper way would be to take the thermostat out, blow a red hose out, and just take a garden hose and just flush. I got heater core, it's full of coolant. That's full of coolant. So what I'm going to do now, by the looks of that, I'm going to flush it again. This will be the 7th flipping time. Run it again. This is supposed to be my shakedown night. If this is going to stop me, I'm not even going to bother going, because I got to store this car for the winter, so that means I'm going to have to bring it back, drain all the water out of it, then fill it up with coolant. Great, right? Like, there's hardly any coolant in it, but I don't want to be the guy to go down there. And my luck, well, all my hoses and stuff are new. The radiator's new. I'd be that guy that'd blow that hose, or the hose clamp would leak, and some poor bugger behind me with 1,000 horsepower would go sideways down through the tulip. So, enough of me jib-jabbering. I'm going to get back at this. I'll bring you back for an update, and hopefully we're cruising. Well, there you have it there, guys and gals. Me and the young fellow took this car for a little burn. Sorry I didn't film it. It was kind of a spur of the moment. Only had about an hour to get this car out and take it for a run. I took her out to where I'm from, out home, and, you know, there's a little testing area out there that I like to, you know, not sure exactly if it's a quarter mile or not, but the speedometer kind of got down to about, you know, the 100 mark and the MPH, which to me is not right at all. So I gotta go out and maybe pace this off a little bit. because I don't think it's right. The car worked good, other than the front tires had a little bit of a shake because they can't put the wheel weights, the sticky weights on it because it was going to hit the calipers. So I worked at a garage before. I've balanced several wheels over my time. I know you can put some sticky weights probably on the inside, outside of the rim. So inside your rim, it's curved. Instead of being in here, you can put it on the outside just to the lip almost. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Yes, I know there's balancing beads, but sometimes they don't work as good. It takes them a while, to get in the right spot. The amount of time, I don't know. We might run 20 seconds down the quarter mile. It might take me 20 seconds. I don't know. But yeah, it didn't work too bad. I just hope everything that I've done will pass tech and get us racing, because that was the whole goal. I promised you guys and gals. I'm sorry. Like, the inflation here lately has been crazy, so things have been kind of high. Even car parts, like stuff I used to be able to get through Rock Auto, is now quite expensive. Not as expensive as other auto part stores, but it's still expensive. Shipping has really drove those prices right up. So, So I'm just gonna say this right now. I want you guys and gals, please comment down below. What do you think this car is gonna run? My prediction is I'm gonna do a range of anywhere from 75 miles an hour, maybe to 88 miles an hour. That's a big window. I understand. I'm not a professional drag racer. I watched a little bit of it. I did some drag racing with race trucks on dirt. Little different tree though, because it just goes from red to green. There's no, stage, deep stage, then blink, 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 green. My reaction time is probably not going to be very good. I'm going to say that right now, because, or it might be awesome. I don't know. Really, I haven't, other than a video game, I have never touched a drag tree. I haven't really practiced. So practice on a little app on my phone like that. That's a little different from your foot and your, gas, whatever. So please put it down in the comments below. Maybe I might throw some stickers out there to you. Whoever hits the mile an hour in the correct time. I'm not going to do this, if you hit the right mile an hour, you're going to get a sticker, or if you hit the correct time, but have the wrong mile an hour. It's going to be the correct time and the right mile an hour for the fastest time that I'm going to run. And maybe I might give another little sticker out there to anybody who can predict the very first run that I'm going to do. Predict that time in mile an hour. I'd really like to see you guys and gals get really into this and just see, right? Me, myself, I'm nervous, but excited, because I'm not expecting big things. The car is a 318 two-barrel stock. It does have a 4-barrel intake on it now, which is a Street Master 318 made by Edelbrock. It's single plane, some weird hexagonal, octagonal shape to it. I do have a 600 CFM electronic choke Edelbrock carburetor. Not the greatest carburetor in the world to run down the strip. Not too bad to run down the street though, so that's why it's on the car, because the car spends most of its life on the road. I have either a 243 or a 245 rear gear, is what I could count. I have a video there too if you want to go back. It's way down at the bottom of the list, probably one of my first 3 videos, right around that area. I took the rear end cover off, changed the fluid, was checking everything out. I counted the ring on the pinion, counted the teeth on the ring gear, and came up with 243 to 245. So she's quite high speed. Also, I'm not running slicks. She's running radials. And I've been told radials on traction compound is like ice. So I'm really nervous what I'm going to expect, because I know on the street, me and my young fella just did it. I pulled up, I put my foot on the brake, got the throttle up to about a 1200 RPM where she was starting to push herself through, and released the brake and had the gas pedal to the floor, and she just went burp, 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 and that was it. And away she went. Yes, did see the speedometer out on Sid, whatever you want to call that. I don't know. It's not a quarter mile, I don't think. It needs to be remeasured, or I got the roads wrong, because I seen 100 mph, which to me it's not right at all, because it seemed like it took forever to get there, and I shifted into third gear, which with a tall rear end gear and a 904 transmission. She's probably not going to come out of second gear. I got this suspicion it's just going to be like a 2-speed power glide. It's just going to be one, like, first gear, second, done. I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't know, but I got this feeling deep down this is what's going to happen. So please, I just gave you some crucial information that may help you. Maybe some of you are experts. Maybe some of you are drag racers. And just know it. And this is bracket racing too, by the way, guys and gals. So we're going to be racing box, no box, which, you got to, no box means you don't have a delay box. A box means you have a box that delays you at the tree, helps you a little bit advantage with a better, reaction time, whatever. I don't have one of those. We can run both classes. It's a big money weekend. Like I tell you guys and gals, if I was to go into box, no box, both days, I could win up to $12,000. Yeah, over the whole weekend, $3,000 per race. Not a bad payout. I'm not saying I'm going to win. I may not even win a race. I may do horrible. I may be knitting sweaters at the tree, right? Like I could be sitting there like, I don't know how this car is going to work. I really don't. So this is what this is going to be. This is going to be an expensive weekend for me to go down and test and tune because it's $80 Canadian to get in the gate with your car. And then it's $40 the first day for the gambler's race. And then it's a $20 buyback if you lose for the first round. So I'm predicting that I'll get a qualifying run, or it'd be a qualifying run, I'm thinking. Or it may be just a couple, we're supposed to usually have a couple practice laps. So I'm hoping that we get those done. Friday night would be great to do too. Saturday is the gambler's race. So that is the $40 race you pay into. Then you pay $20 to buy back if you lose first round. Now, I can do the same thing, go over to the box, pay my $40, and that's the same thing, $20 to do that. Then the next day, it's only $20 to buy you into the gambler's race. There is a buyback for $20. First rounds only, same thing with box. So it could be a very expensive weekend if I don't win. Like say if I go in, I do my qualifying rounds. Then the next Saturday, we do our other 2 qualifying rounds, and then end the racing. I may lose the first round, have to buy back, and I may lose the next one because I hate to say it, guys and gals. I'm no Vin Diesel when it comes to the drag racing, right? I ain't, living my life 9 seconds at a time and all that stuff. So that's going to conclude it for me today, guys and gals. Enough of me jib-jabbing around here. I got stuff to do. I got to get working. Got to get this car down to the track. It's starting to rain here now on this Friday afternoon, which is great. I'm heading down right now. So the next video you're going to see is this bad boy screaming all 4 barrels down the quarter mile. Or it may blow up. It may send all 8 cylinders right to the side of the block. I don't know. So if you like what you saw today, you know what you can do. Like, share, and subscribe. And also, I'd like to thank everybody for all your kind comments, for subscribing, all your shares. It really helps me out because I tell you guys and gals, I really like doing this YouTube stuff. It's just, I wish I had more money so I can give you more content. But if this drag racing thing pans out, a lot of people say it's addicting, and I got an addictive personality. It'd be just like smoking again, I guess. So, anyway, guys and gals, if you do this for a living or just for a hobby, just remember, stay safe and get wrenching. See you next time.